The British Prime Minister Theresa May has been in Parliament making another bid to sell a revised version of her deal on Brexit to MPs. May presented a 10-point plan to get Brexit through, but she's been met with significant criticism, especially from within her own party. Several times opposition MPs reminded her that her time as Prime Minister is nearly up. And many said right out that they would not be voting for the plan despite the amendments she's made, setting the bill up for a potential fourth failure in the first week of June.
Let's come together, honour the referendum, deliver what we promised the British people and build a successful future for our whole country. And I commend this statement to the House.
No Labour MP can vote for a deal on the promise of a Prime Minister who only has days left in her job. And even if the Prime Minister could honour her promises, the deal she is putting before us does not represent a genuine compromise.
Well, let's talk to our correspondent at Westminster, Ty Enright, now for more on this. Tiger, pressure seems to be growing on Theresa May to quit. Is there any sign that she's succumbing to it?
Yeah, a lot of people reading into the fact that large numbers of Conservative MPs didn't even turn up for her address to Parliament, her effort to sell her withdrawal agreement, including some members of her own cabinet who weren't there at the very beginning, even if they did turn up later. Members of the kind of pro-Leave faction of her cabinet, the group that some people call the Pizza Club because of their infamous meetings over pizza. Incidentally, the front page of the London Evening Standard newspaper, a newspaper which is actually edited by the former Finance Minister, the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, George Osborne, talking this today about reports that a cabinet coup is underway. And many people questioning whether this could have been her final Prime Minister's questions today, because patience very much does seem to be wearing out. Even among her allies, people who backed her before appear to be turning against her. And although she is immune from any kind of formal process of no confidence until December of this year, because party rules have it that way, considering that there was a formal push against her in December, she's supposed to be safe until December of this year. There is renewed talk about a push to change those rules so that angry backbenchers can move against her. I think, as we heard there from Jeremy Corbyn in that clip, what is the point in backing a deal being proposed by a Prime Minister who has a very short time left in office? And indeed, given the arithmetic, or the likely arithmetic for the withdrawal agreement bill, the fact that, even those sceptics who had pivoted to her side on the third vote are now saying they will pivot back away again and vote no. Labour, the opposition Labour Party has said no. The Northern Irish DUP party has said no. What is the point in waiting another 2 weeks for this vote to actually happen to get on with this Brexit process under new leadership?
Tyke, as you say there, if there is this, push and she is ejected from her seat, is that actually going to change the arithmetic? Given the deadline that Britain has to pass this deal through, can a new leader actually come in and change things?
Yeah, I mean, you are quite right, and it depends on what kind of leader we get, whether we get a hard Brexiteer or a moderate. If it's a moderate and they try and push through some version of this withdrawal agreement again, well, how far will that get? And if it is a Brexiteer, a hard Brexiteer who thinks they can either reopen the negotiations with Brussels, something which Brussels has ruled out repeatedly, or try to steer the country towards a no-deal Brexit, as has been demonstrated time and again. The one thing that there is a majority in this House for is resisting a no-deal Brexit, which I think is part of the reason why Theresa May's argument has been, listen, you've got to back my deal now, otherwise the alternatives are either a near certainty of a second referendum or perhaps no Brexit at all, because many people think that this House would never allow a no-deal Brexit to be achieved, even if that is what a significant portion of her own Conservative Party would like to see.